Hello from ETCSEE 2022. My name is Areti Daradimou. I'm the editor of Smart Energy International, and I'm here today with Ádám Balogh, who is the senior energy infrastructure expert and lead Ukraine Support Task Force from the Energy Community Secretariat. Ádám, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
So we had a chat with your colleagues Aura and Gregor earlier, and we discussed a little bit about the Secretariat, the good work that the Secretariat is doing, and also the CGAS project. But I would like with you to discuss the Ukraine situation a little bit more. As I understand it, you coordinate, you work on the support for Ukraine. Can you please elaborate a little bit and explain to us what it is that you're doing?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. Due to the terrible situation in Ukraine, the energy infrastructure of Ukraine is being damaged constantly, and that means that hundreds of thousands of families and also Ukrainian businesses are without connection to energy supplies, be it natural gas or be it electricity. And that means that there is huge amount of necessity to repair the infrastructure, be it networks, be it electricity production, power plants, connections to the transmission and the distribution grids. Also on city level, the households' connections to the distribution grids, they are all being damaged. And there is a huge need to provide specialty equipment for the Ukrainian infrastructure to keep repairing it by the colleagues who are doing a tremendous job on the field, working amid war conditions, and they are going out also days after or sometimes during the day when war activities are happening and trying to repair the necessary infrastructure to connect back the people and the businesses. And basically, right after the end of the war, we had a security of supply call which is a regularly happening call of the Energy Community Secretariat, but of course the week after the war this focused on the situation of Ukraine, and we were informed about need for practical help by the ministry and by the companies like gas transmission system operator, electricity system operator, transmission system operator, and particularly by the ministry. And our director, Mr. Artur Lorkovsky, he offered our resources and capabilities to provide help to the ministry, which materialized in setting up the Ukraine Support Task Force, which is basically working on a daily basis with the Ministry of Energy of Ukraine, particularly with a team led by Mr. Deputy Minister Farid Safarov, who are in contact with the energy infrastructure operators, the companies, be it also state-owned but also private in Ukraine, and they are collecting from these companies the needs of what equipment they need to keep the infrastructure working, to keep the lights on in Ukraine.
Exactly. So it's not only an advisory role, it's actually a role where you supply the Ukraine Energy Ministry and the TSO, the DSOs, you supply them with equipment, right? Can you tell me what it is that they mostly need?
Yes, basically, we can imagine gas city gate, for example, being destroyed, then it has to be repaired at least on a level that a city can be supplied with gas, or a transformer station is being destroyed, then they need transformers to reconnect an area to the electricity grid. So it's all kinds of emergency repair kits, but it's also long lead items, so pipelines, valves, transformers, diesel generators are in very big need. So all the equipment which is needed to keep the infrastructure running. And the ministry is doing a tremendous job with these companies. They are systematically collecting these items which are needed. And what we are doing is that we are reaching out to the European community and particularly the companies, and we share this item list with them, and then we coordinate with them the supply of this equipment to Ukraine. In this regard, in practice, we work together with DG ECHO and the European Union Civil Protection Mechanism, which is coordinated in Brussels by the Emergency Response Coordination Center, ERCC, who are also doing an amazing job. And from the onset of the war, they were very flexible to accommodate this process, because in peacetime, this mechanism is not set up to provide equipment from companies, but it's a country-to-country response mechanism. But with their flexibility and their openness, we could find a way that the Energy Community Secretariat is coordinating with the energy companies in Europe, matching the needs in Ukraine with the items that can be offered by these companies all over Europe. And then we feed in this logistical task, for example, to bring 15 transformers from Spain to Ukraine. And then this UCPM mechanism is coordinating the actual logistical task, and we are tracking together with ERCC the shipments, how they go all over Europe and then end up in Ukraine, and then we coordinate with the Ministry of Energy the pickup of these goods, and we try to streamline the processes that the resources of the ministry, which are limited, of course, in this situation, they can focus on what they have to focus on, and we are providing the service of tracking these items, helping them with the pickup, and coordinating with the European companies so that they do not have to coordinate with all the companies and associations which are providing this help.
Okay, and given your experience now and your knowledge on the topic, how is really the situation when it goes to, specifically for the energy sector in Ukraine? Will they be okay in the winter? Because now it is summer. Things are a little bit easier. In the winter, if the war continues, the needs are going to be much higher, especially with the sub-zero temperatures that they might experience in Ukraine. Are they ready to face that? And are we, as the European Union, ready to help them?
It's a function of a lot of variables. With regards to local production of in Ukraine of gas, for example, or how the power plants will be in that situation. What we know is that the district heating systems are badly damaged, and that is a huge challenge to somehow get it in a shape that it can supply citizens who stayed in Ukraine in the affected areas, so that they can have warmth in their houses during the winter. The Ukrainian companies and the ministry are preparing scenarios of how much natural gas, for example, has to be imported. This is also a function of local production in Ukraine, how much the local production in Ukraine can be kept up, or which areas are affected, because that will define the security of supply of natural gas, for example. But based on different scenarios, 3 to 7 billion cubic meters of natural gas needs to be imported, perhaps, into Ukraine by the winter. It is also a function of the local consumption, which, of course, unfortunately has decreased. And this depends on how the war continues and how much the consumption in Ukraine will be. Our estimate is that the European community and the companies to whom we have reached out, they are doing their best. Perhaps there are still more companies who might not be aware of this process and how they can help. So also from this seat, I reach out to energy and also other profile companies who would like to help to Ukraine. Contact the Energy Community Secretariat, and we can arrange with them shipments to Ukraine, which will then help on the ground.
What ETCSEE did, for example, the association with the shipments to Ukraine, maybe a repetition. I also know that the European Commission is very much involved and invested in helping the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian government. Kadri Simpson, the Commissioner of Energy for the European Commission, visited your offices, right? And you have her support and her coordination.
Yes, indeed. So from the very beginning of the war, the cabinet of Ms. Simpson has been very supportive and very flexible, and wanted to find solutions of how we can help Ukraine. And also we are very thankful for that support to Ms. Simpson, to her office, and also to DG Energy and DG NEAR and DG ECHO, who are providing the practical help and were open and ready to provide solutions to Ukraine. And without their help, this could not work.
Absolutely, but are they coordinating the whole project, or they are just, they are supporting and collaborating?
Yes, so there is coordination work ongoing in DG NEAR.
Exactly.
Our focus is on the energy equipment, but there are other coordination works with regards to fuels, for example, with regards to district heating materials, for example, which are needed. That's all coordinated also in DG NEAR. Also, cabinet of Ms. Simpson is also practically involved in this work, and not only supporting us, but they are also doing tremendous work. And our work is to reach out to the companies and coordinate them, and to associations like, for example, International Oil and Gas Producers Association, IOGP, who are so far the companies have been the most active in supplying equipment to Ukraine, but also ENTSOG, ENTSO-E, EDSO, Eurelectric, Tuga, Markogas, all these associations have reached out to their, and I'm sorry if I forgot one or two of them, but they have all been very supportive and active and reaching out to their members to provide help.
I'm sure they'll forgive us. I wanted also to ask you, it is great work that you're doing, that the Commission is doing right now, that there is this need. But what about tomorrow, when hopefully soon this war ends? We'll have to help Ukraine rebuild. I assume this is also one of your tasks, or will be in the future, to help them rebuild, right?
The work which we are doing now is a good basis to be part in that effort as well. The Energy Community Secretariat has also set up the Ukraine Energy Support Fund, also based on the request of the Cabinet of Commissioner Simpson, which is practically a fund where the Secretariat is the fiduciary, which is used to procure items from this needs list. At this stage, this fund, of course, is used for urgent help. Countries can donate to this fund, and there is a transparent procurement process, and the fund will be audited, where these items are procured and then sent to Ukraine. But all this work is a good basis for the Secretariat to engage in the work of rebuilding and help coordinating there. So the Secretariat is ready to engage there. Further details are still to be seen how that will be done, but we are certainly ready to help Ukraine, work with the ministry and work with international partners in that work.
Excellent. So let us hope that this war will end soon, and that we will focus on rebuilding. Thank you very much, Adam, for being here with me.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
And thank you all for watching us.